You know. Are we okay. Good morning. Good afternoon.
I don't know. I can't see. I can't hear nothing. Oh, there it is.
There we go. Okay, we're good. All right. Now that they can hear us. Hello. Why don't you introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are? I'll share to my own page while you're doing that. So.
All right. Well, I think everyone knows who the fat guy is here. It's Dave George. So we're all good on that one, I think.
Well, there's some watching from other places that aren't in Worldwide. So.
Well, then it's Dave George. I own Dave's Installation here in New Brunswick.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you've been on before. So.
I have.
Yes.
It's always a good time.
It is. We were talking about your daughter's TikTok video.
Yes.
With the dogs. That platform has taken off like crazy.
I don't even know what TikTok is. I was just like, send me that.
It's like they make these, like, they're all just like dumb. It's like just crazy, dumb, silly videos that people do. And it's like, this would be interesting in the spray foam community. Like, you guys could make some good TikTok videos. You and Mel could make some good TikTok videos.
Oh, yeah.
And get Catherine on that.
Well, I laugh because, like, when I did that DC 315 hot rod video, I don't know if you've seen that or not.
I don't know if I saw that one.
Oh, you'll have to find it because it's hilarious. I was stirring.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. That should be on TikTok. Yes, most definitely.
It was funny. Mel come in and I'm mixing the thing up and I'm like, here's my phone. She's like, what? So I'm doing a video. She's like, of what? I said, never mind. I did the video and she's like, she's behind the video going,
what are you doing? It was hilarious.
I got it done. She goes, there's something wrong with you, Dave. I said, yeah, most people know that.
It's all.
I said, I don't do drugs anymore. It's like, I do something for fun.
Right. Well, and like, really, what would we do without a little humor? We got to have some humor.
Exactly. Wow, that's, you know what? It's funny because that's my theory with running a foam business and working. You can't have fun doing it. Just fold it up and be done with it, because when it actually becomes a job per se, that you go in there and you do the grind from 9 to 5 or whatever, it's no longer fun. It's no longer worth it in my eyes. But
you know what? I can ask you this because you've been through this, and I've had people work with family that is not working well, but also working for people that they feel like they're just like it is a job for them, and they care. They feel like they care more about the company than the owners do.
Yeah, I know all about that.
What would you say about that? What would your advice be to those people?
It's very hard to change one's outlook on your work and your job. Mm-hmm. And it's when I worked for my brother, it's not that that I cared more about my brother's company than he did. Mm-hmm. I guess it tended to bug me more when guys were milking the clock or doing stuff that made no sense, and it would it'd fire me up because they wouldn't wear hard hats or work boots, and it used to just get me so fired up. My brother would be like, pick your battles. I'm like, well, if I got to pick my battles, and we're talking about work boots and hats, the standard.
Yeah.
What would you like me to pick?
Right.
And that is part of the reason we moved to New Brunswick, because I said to my wife, listen, this isn't even my company. Mm-hmm. And if I keep doing this, fighting with my younger brother, worrying about all the other guys, I'm gonna have a heart attack by the time I'm 45.
Right.
And she agreed. She's like, oh, you're right. So, but it's a real hard one, because someone that cares that much about the job, even if you don't own the company, mm-hmm. I mean, that's the quality I'd love to have with my employees, which I do. I mean, she's awesome. Mm-hmm. She gives a shit about the company and me as a boss. more than a normal employee, which is good in my eyes, but see, some owners don't want that for whatever reason.
Yeah, and this person in particular that I was speaking with, it's one of those things that, and I know from being in insurance, that I had that same thing. Like, I felt like I cared more about what we were supposed to be doing than the people that were running the business. And it was tough because it was like, I don't know, like, really? This is not my business, but we were dealing with people. And when I can't help it, I still do it. If I'm working with somebody, like, I want to make sure I'm doing things right and going the extra mile and doing whatever, because that's part of who I am. Like, that's part of integrity and all that stuff. But it's especially hard when people have, maybe their kids are settled in and they don't feel like they can move. Right. So they feel stuck.
You know what?
They just get angrier and angrier.
And you know what? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've been doing this a very long time, and every company I go to, I work for Great Northern, I work for my brother, and I work for a few different places. And I'll tell you, even the amount of experience I have doing my job, every time I went to a different place, it scared the shit out of me, because it's like, am I going to be good enough to do it there? Am I, no matter how long you've been doing it, no matter what company you go to, you've always got that in the back of your head.
Right.
So sometimes when you get into a company and you do care as much as you do, you don't want to leave because you don't know what's going to happen at the next company.
Right.
And it actually scares you. I mean, it scares me. You know, I mean, coming out here to New Brunswick scared the shit out of me.
It is scary.
Oh, I didn't let on.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I had my little anxiety attacks and panic attacks behind closed doors, away from my wife and my kid. They didn't know about it. My wife didn't know about any of that shit till probably, I bet you, after about a year and a half of being here.
Oh, really?
And we were just talking one night, and she's like, well, we're doing okay. I said, you know what? I said, yeah. And I told her, I said, when we first got here, I said, I was scared. I was thinking to myself, what have I done? My daughter now hates me, like at that time.
How old was she when you guys moved?
13.
Oh, good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a bad age.
And she just started high school when she got here. And at the time, she hated me, and she told me that. I hate the fact that you moved. And I'm like, what have I done?
Yeah.
So it's a hard thing to change jobs or anything for that matter. But
right. And how is she now?
Oh, she's awesome now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, she's really fit in here with what she's been doing, like the music and guitar, and I mean, yeah. And she's got a good group of friends here too, and now the little asshole's got her license.
Yes, she does. I saw that. I was like, oh boy, that's so scary.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny because I said to my wife the other night, before she went home, I said to her, I said, I'm not scared of much. And I'll go up against anyone. I don't care if the guy's 3 times my size.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me. Watching my daughter drive out the parking lot with a car.
Yeah.
That scares you.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. That scares you.
Yeah. Well, it's, it is, I think it's a little bit of, it's scary because it's new, but it's also, it's maybe just not necessarily her. It's who else is on that road.
That's right. Right? Yeah.
I think about that when I was growing up, because we lived on a farm and had to go, I was wanting to be in town every second I could be in there. So when I got my license, and of course I was not a good one for being on time with a curfew, I kind of had a little problem. And I think about that now, and I'm like, I had to drive on whatever it was, 10 miles of gravel roads.
Yeah.
Probably not in the best condition either. And, no wonder my parents were worried. I think, whatever, when you're that age, it's not a big deal. But, that's scary shit.
Oh, yeah. The only thing that she's got going for her here versus where we're from, Ontario, is here. You jump on the highway here. And if there's 6 people on the highway, you're like, oh,
it's okay.
It's busy today.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Kitchener, you jump on the highway and there's like 40 cars.
Yeah.
And that's not busy.
Yeah. I know my oldest daughter was driving. She was going, I think it was from Edmonton to Saskatoon in the winter. And she was going, I think she had been at my parents' and going back, and like, she was like, oh my, like, Grandpa's really worried. And I'm like, yes, he's worried. Of course he is. It's blizzarding and you're out there driving. You shouldn't be driving. She's I got a little safety kit in the car. He's made sure all my stuff's topped off. I'm like, it's just what he does. It's all good. But
it's funny because what I did was the vehicle I got her, I paid $400 for it and I fixed it all up. It's a little Jimmy 4x4.
Nice.
So at least I have a little bit of sense of, security blanket, I guess, because at least I know if it gets snowy out, she can fire it in 4-wheel drive and away she goes.
And she'll be okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
so, yeah. What I really wanted to talk about today was your video that you did in Worldwide about the one that we talked about behind the scenes.
Yes.
So I kind of really wanted to touch on that because this is that time of the year where it's hard all year, but this time of the year is always, I think it adds a little extra.
For sure.
Roughness, because people get that in their head. It's got to be a Hallmark movie and everybody's going to be singing around the Christmas tree and it's going to be lovely, and that's just not the case.
Well, and you know what? It's not even that either. Christmas holidays in this industry, a lot of times guys are off for Christmas.
Right.
Guys that have problems, that no one knows they have problems, and they're off for a week, what do? They're used to working, keeping themselves occupied.
And now they got free time.
Now they got free time to think about shit that's going to, drive them in a different way.
Yes.
The fellow that asked me to do that post he asked me quite a few months ago, and I was so busy and didn't have time to do it. But then you know what? And it's funny too, because that video, I woke up that morning I woke up and I was like, looked outside, it was sunny out, and I'm like, okay, walked out, and I'm like, it's cold. But, and we did our year end, and, I thought, geez, wow, I feel pretty good today. And you know what? I bet there's people out there that aren't feeling good. So maybe I'll do a reach out video and see what happens. And you know what? A lot of guys have reached out.
Yeah.
And I'm here to help anyone when it comes to equipment and everything else.
Yeah.
But I'm here for everything else too.
Yeah.
If someone needed to talk to someone, I'm all good with it.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty good listener when it comes to that shit, because I've been through it.
Right.
So, my sponsor that I had when I was in the program, he was a good guy. He's passed away since, but he was a good guy. And you know what? Without him, there's no way in hell I would have got through it.
So when did you decide that you had had enough and you needed to not do that anymore? And it was drugs, right? That was the... Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, drug of choice was cocaine. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I'd say the thing that actually where I hit bottom was I was living in a place called Tommy's Place in Kitchener, and it's a shithole. You rent a room. I was working downstairs at the bar, and I was selling too. So I always had it with me. And that night at the bar, I don't remember doing it. I don't remember a thing. I beat the shit out of a guy. I beat the shit out of him. Yeah. And when I was done, I looked at everyone and didn't say a word. I walked back up to my room. The next morning, I came down to the bar, and the girl, Tammy, she's like, Dave, I don't know what you were on, but oh my God. And when I woke up, I had blood all over my shirt, and I was like, what the hell? So I ran to the can, and I'm looking around, looking for somewhere where I'm bleeding. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, this ain't my blood.
Right.
Like, what did I do? And I went down there, and she's like, Dave, she goes, there was like 6 of us, and we could not stop you. Mm-hmm. She goes, a couple of the guys got a right hook from you trying to stop them. And they just went, fuck that. I ain't going near them again.
Yeah.
And I went, I actually, after I talked to her, I went upstairs, I grabbed a garbage bag, I threw all my crap in it, and I went to detox. I was like, screw it. Yeah, I took a bus to detox. I went into detox in Kitchener. I phoned my parents, which I didn't talk to my parents for a few months. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was times where I just kind of disappear. I talk to them every once in a while, but I was just kind of a meathead in everybody's eyes.
Right.
So I phoned my parents. I said, I'm at detox in Kitchener behind the hospital, and I'm going to go to Sudbury for treatment. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I just wondered if you could do me a favor. Could you, grab me a few packs of smokes for when I go? Because I didn't have squat either. I didn't have any coin because, I had money, but not, I had more drugs than I had money.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So my parents came down, and at that point I lost a bunch of weight because I was doing coke.
Yeah.
And my parents came. They said, let us know. And I went to Sudbury? Yeah, it was Sudbury. I went to the Salvation Army Addiction Center in Sudbury. We were there. I was there 3 months. Got out, came back, and started my thing. I slipped once, probably about 6 months later, but then got right back on it again. Went back to the meetings. You go to your meetings, right?
Yeah.
And sorry. Yeah, that's what did it for me. When I couldn't remember what I did, that's what did it. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Right. And at that point, in my family's eyes, I was a meathead. Like I was just like my nickname is Guy, and I was Guy the fuck up. That's exactly what I was to everybody. Oh, it's just Guy the fuck up.
Got it.
And every single time I go back and work for my brother before I, grew up, there used to be bets going, I wonder how long it's going to take for a guy to fuck up again. And they're right, because that's what would happen.
Yeah.
So, but I got clean. I was clean for about, almost 2 years. Almost 2, maybe 2.5 years, and then I met Tina. And that was it. Once I met Tina, that was it. I was like, no, I know where I got to be now, and I know what I want to do. Like I was only with Tina for, I don't know, probably 4 weeks, and we went to, I think, what was it, Christmas, and Tina's on the floor playing with the kids and doing this and doing that, and I looked at my mom. I said, that's gonna be my wife, and she's like, whoa. I'm like, no.
That's going to be my wife.
That's going to be my wife. I said, I know that. I said, that's all there is to it. My mom's like, whoa, settle down. I'm like, no, it's done.
Yeah.
I said, I know that. And it was only 3 weeks.
Wow.
And I actually started buying the ring for her the week after.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I went to the jewelers, and I started doing payments. She didn't know nothing about it. And I just started paying it. And probably took me about 6 months to pay for that damn ring.
Yeah.
And then the situation I was in where I was living, there was guys still there that I used to party with. Mm-hmm. And because I was working at a restaurant before I met Tina. Mm-hmm. And then I went back and started working with my brother, and that was going all right. But the guys that I was living with, they were still ended partying and all this other shit.
Right.
I didn't mind. Booze was never my problem. I never had a problem with booze.
Yeah.
And I don't drink much anyways to begin with, but I didn't mind going and having a few drinks with my brother, but these guys were getting stupid. Like, they were drinking and doing coke, and, it was all in front of me, right? And every time I'd have Tina over to the house, I'd have to clean the house for 2 hours because they'd leave dishes around, and finally Tina's like, well, you know what? And this is about 2 months in, she's like, screw it, let's just get an apartment together and be done with it. And we did that, and that was the end of it.
Did that ever, so it never bothered you to be around
No.
those guys? So did you have to do, like, I know a lot of people, what they do is they kind of have to get separated from that crowd because it tempts them to do it again. But for you, that wasn't
it.
Because I know everybody's different.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it wasn't. It's not that it wasn't hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's having it there. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what I mean is bad as an addiction is. I had a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't all bad.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, and some people don't understand that yes, you might be an addict, but you know what? It's not. When I was an addict, it wasn't I was in a gutter all the time.
Right.
There was times I had a hell of a lot of fun, and I was the life of the party. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I seen what they were doing. It's like, I remember doing that stuff.
Yeah.
I remember how fun that was, and you know, like, but I was pretty good with what and you know what? To be honest, it's kind of hard to explain. I knew what my future was going to be.
Right.
Almost. It was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I was looking into something, and I'm like, I can see the future, and I see what's going to happen. I know what's coming.
Yeah.
So I know that's going to keep me away from that shit.
Right.
Because I looked at Tina, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, yeah, that's my future.
Right.
And I know as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, that future's fucking bright.
Right.
And I want to keep it that way.
Right. And I think sometimes people don't have that because they're so caught up in the bad part of that.
Yes.
They don't see that there's another way out. Like that, again, it's like you're stuck in that and you think that's just your life. And how do you get beyond that, especially if there's nobody around you?
Right.
That's going to help you get there. And that's why I think, everybody that has shared their story in Spray Foam Worldwide, I commend.
Yeah.
And I say this every time. I think that those posts, your video, the more it's talked about, that's saving somebody's life. I don't care what anybody says. It's saving somebody's life because, especially now, you don't have to necessarily be face-to-face. And I think face-to-face is hard, right? Because then you're looking at somebody, and it's like, oh, my God. But if they can send you a message, they can at least reach out.
Yeah.
I
mean, after I did that video, obviously I'm not mentioning names on anything, but there was one fellow that got a hold of me and said, you have no idea how much I needed to see that video today.
Yeah.
He's like, looking at someone like you that everybody, a lot of people have respect for, that went through the same shit and is actually, and he said, you have no idea how much that's done for me today. And you know what? I mean, we talked about this offline, and I said, one guy. Started with one guy, and
that's
that
all
one guy said, thank you, I needed that. That whole video was worth every dime.
Yeah.
Every minute I did it,
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I do my little thing not every day, but I get on there and tell, say you're not alone, you matter, that little thing
I seen that little Zen thing the other day.
And my Zen thing, I get a number of messages from people, and it's shocking. It's always shocking to me who's messaging me, but and they're like, you know what, I appreciate that you did that. And I'm like, oh, well, that's good. I'm glad, and I don't, because it's not something I really think about, but I know somebody out there needs to hear that today.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? That morning, that's exactly what it was. I woke up and I'm like, you know what? Goddamn, life is good. I got a great wife. I got an awesome kid.
Yeah.
I got a business that's thriving and people are respecting me.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone needs to know that it can get better and things,
right.
No matter what, there's always something or someone out there that will put the hand out and say, come with me and I'll help.
Yes.
Or I'll do what I can to help.
Yeah, For
and
sure.
I mean, and a lot of the guys that mentioned themselves on that video, like Rusty.
Mm-hmm.
That guy, I love him, man. I have still yet to meet him.
Yeah.
I love him. He is just awesome. Like he is like he's just so and I think part of the reason I love him so much is because me and him are I relate to him so much because of what he's done and where he's got to
been.
Is like almost what I'm doing myself, right?
Yes.
So
I mean, when he shared about the tattoo covering, like getting his tattoos redone, I'm telling you that again, you are not the person that you were.
That's right.
I don't care what age you are, you can always change.
That's right.
And the amount of people that stepped up for that, I was just like, this is amazing.
I know myself, I wish I could have put some coin towards it, but I just didn't have it.
Yeah, I do too.
But I mean, he's an amazing guy. And you know what? When you see how his kids are towards him, I mean, my God. And you know what? Some aren't they're not his blood kids, some of them, and they just adore him.
Yes.
And that right there tells me, no matter what, that's a good guy.
That's a good person. Yes.
That's a really good guy. No matter what he's done in his past, it doesn't matter. He's still a beautiful guy inside, period. Right?
Exactly. So. And that's really what those behind-the-scenes people who are quiet in the group and they don't speak up and they're just there, they're watching. They're watching and they're seeing and they know. And everybody that steps up and everybody that, talks and shares and, we always get the ones who have to make the comments.
And we did. And we did.
Yeah,
and I ain't got no problem saying that, you know what? The guy's a dickhead. I'm sorry. I don't care. And if he doesn't like it, well then, you know what? Block me.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's there, and you and I kind of touched on that. There's a time and place you can joke about stuff, but not on something like that.
That's right.
Right.
I mean, he tried throwing in our face and these guys said ha 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 to this picture that someone posted with a guy with donut white shit on his nose. And it's like, well, you know what? The thing is, that post was meant to be a ha-ha moment.
Yes, it was.
And that's how everybody that looked at it took it.
Yes.
And I felt bad for the guy that he tagged on that and said, I don't mean to bring you in, but it's like...
I know. It was
really, buddy?
And then he makes that guy feel bad, and it's like, no, that is not what we're talking... You're the one being the, don't.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It was funny, too, because the first thing I said to him, I'm like, buddy, it's got nothing to do with what you post. Because we all know he's a good
100%.
guy.
Yes, he is. He's an awesome guy.
I mean, it's a joke. A joke's a joke.
Yes. But there is a time and place to do that, and I mean, I don't care. People that have gone through those situations and have had those issues, at a certain point they get to, you do joke about it.
That's right. I joke about it now.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at some of my videos.
It's just because everybody evolves all the time. And it's really what I wanted to make sure people heard today was they are not stuck.
No, they're not. They're not alone. That's the biggest thing.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of guys on Spray Foam Worldwide that do have chips on their shoulder, which that's fine. If that's the person you want to be, then that's your choice. Yes. Good for you. I won't what do you call it? Judge anyone for it. If that's what you want to be, then
go ahead. Yep.
There's a lot of guys on Spray Foam Worldwide that have bigger hearts that don't even fit in their damn chest.
Yes.
And girls.
Yeah.
I remember girls.
Yeah.
Because there's one girl that I absolutely adore. She's awesome, and that's Jennifer.
Yes.
She's a sweetheart.
Jennifer
I love her.
Edwards.
She's awesome.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she's
amazing.
Awesome. So.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guys and girls out there on that site that have very big hearts and would do anything for anyone.
Absolutely.
At any time as well. That's the biggest thing. And that's, that's what really blows me away about that group
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, it's supposed to be about foam, which it is, but it's about so much more.
Way more.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Like, you know what? I was planning on going to that convention this year. That was, my wife even said, yep, nope, this year you can go.
Yeah.
You can go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, perfect. And then, you know, she says, if everything goes the way it should with money and this, that, and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But this thing with her mom, nah, nothing's more important than her mom and her.
Right.
Period. You know, I mean, that's the way I see it. So.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll get there one of these days.
I mean, you know what? We've talked about it, too. It would be cool to have something up in Canada where we could have them
I'd
come
love
up,
that.
right? So it's cheaper for them to come to Canada.
That's
get a
right.
better return on their dollar.
That's right.
It's like coming.
See you Americans out there? Our dollar is crap.
It's like it's on sale, and they don't even have to do anything.
Everything's on sale, boys. Come on down.
Come on up. It'll be a good time.
That's right.
I think it would be a blast.
Oh, yeah, for sure it would. Yeah.
It would be fun. So, but there's other stuff throughout the year, too, that, I mean, there's been so many things where people have gotten together, and I love seeing that, and I really have to say the thing with the rescue rig, there was so many comments about that and just like how good of a thing it was. And I mean, Josh and whoever else is behind the scenes on that, I mean, right there, that wouldn't be happening if we weren't all in a big group together.
Well, that's right. Yeah. No.
It would not.
Well, I mean, I know last year, like, I was supposed to end up going, and this thing happened with my mother-in-law, and I was in a group chat, like on Messenger, with all the guys that we were going to stay with. And we've kept that group chat going.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I love that group chat. I mean, we bounce stuff off each other. I mean, out of all the people that are on that group, we drive each other to get better and do more. And, you know, it's awesome that way. So, you know, but
that's huge because, again, it's that whole, you've got people that you know are there and understand what you're talking about and can help solve the problem, but also you guys, I can imagine the conversations that go on behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, and
there's probably a lot of fun in there too.
Oh yeah, but it's kind of funny. Like, you know what? The other day I was having a problem with my machine, and I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I know a lot of shit, but sometimes you just need a new set of eyes.
Yes.
You're so frustrated, and you're blind with rage, and you can't step out of that to try to get it figured out.
Right.
And you know what? I took 5-10 minutes. I sat down and I'm like, okay. And I grabbed my phone and I'm like, Messenger. And I'm like, and I said what was going on. And, you know, a few guys threw a few things at me. But just having that, it stopped me from thinking about my problem.
Right.
And got it out of my head and got me cooled off.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, shit, I know what's wrong. And I went at it, and I fixed it. And it was like, okay, that little 5-10 minute break I had trying to ask the group what you think made it so I could fix it. And I wouldn't do that on Spray Foam Worldwide because you get some of the meatheads that come out of the woodwork and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, hey, you know what? I may be doing it for 30 years, but everybody, no matter who you are, gets stumped sometimes too.
Yes.
You know
what? And all those ones that come out of the woodwork, and they always come out of the woodwork, and they always contribute nothing but negative every time, and it's like, you just
I know.
Like, what are you doing? Like, but again, that's their choice to be that way. It just is like, why are you putting yourself in here? Like, why are you?
And it's kind of funny. It's like they must float on it and go, I can make a shit show there.
It's like, okay, good for you. Like, it makes zero sense. But yeah, you always know when they're like, somebody will come on there. It's like, who's this guy or girl or whatever? It's usually a guy, so that's why I say guy. But it's like, who is this person? And I've done that. Gone, when I get like, I start typing
to find out, yeah.
delete. I'm not going to comment. And then all of a sudden I'm like, sometimes I can't help it.
Yeah.
It's like, then I regret it every time. It's like, why did I say that? It's not worth it, but.
Well, it was funny because, like I said, when I did that post and that one comment came in, I was
mad.
I was seeing fire, and I'm like, no, can't, not going to do it. Yeah. And I just said, no, don't need drugs to have fun, bud. And that's where I left it.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, you got on there, Rusty got on there, two of these got on there. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll join too.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things. It was a couple years ago, and it was somebody who said something. It was involving Bill Bilbin. Okay. And I got on there, and I was like, made some comment, and then I went behind the scenes, and I said, I'm pretty sure you can take care of yourself, Bill. I'm not sure why I had to say that, but I did. What am I doing? I get so angry, though, when people are, like, trying to do something good, and somebody comes in and they are, like, making some kind of a ridiculous, just trying to, like, stir the pot or whatever.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
What are you, like, you're destroying the whole conversation. Drives me crazy. Yeah. There's Wayne Hawk.
Yeah.
He's
another guy. You know what? Wayne Hawk has known my family for years.
Oh, has he?
Oh, God, for years. He knows who my dad is. He knows who he used to work for Waymar in Elmira, or not Elmira, Elmira? Yeah. Well, in Ontario, anyways. Mm-hmm. But he worked for them for a very long time, and it's actually kind of funny because that Freightliner I have, I'm pretty sure he's ran that truck.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, like he just said something. Let's see what he said.
Is it good morning?
Oh, he just said, hey, Carl.
Yeah. Well, it's nice I'm glad you're on here. When he said he was having trouble finding, like, the lives and stuff, and I was like,
well, he's there, so.
Yeah,
but no, he's a good shit. I like him. He's a good guy.
And he was quiet for a long time, and I was like, and then he messaged me about, like, where can he get seeing the lives, and I'm like, holy cow, I was wondering about you, because you know how when somebody is on and you see them all the time, and then all of a sudden they're quiet, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, where did they go? Are they okay?
He just said Hawksville. Sorry, it's Hawksville. I say Elmira because it's that way. Like, it's not that far from Elmira.
Right.
But I'm not sure. Well, I'll throw it at him. Wayne, did you run this Freightliner I have? Let's see if you answer.
Yeah. That's funny.
But I'm pretty sure he did. But I mean, he was with them for quite a while. So, and then he went on his own there. So, but no, he knows my whole family.
Oh, that's. Small world.
It is, yeah. Well, and it's kind of funny because you look at a lot of the guys on Spray Foam Worldwide. Mm-hmm. I worked with quite a few guys that I didn't even know were on there.
Oh, really?
And then when I started doing videos and stuff, and they're like, hey, Dave, I'm like, holy crap, I haven't heard or seen or nothing of you in like 10, 15 years. You know, it's funny.
Yeah, that is interesting for sure. Who else is on here? We've got some comments.
What do we got here? Yeah, let's check it out.
Oh, there's Chris. Oh, there's Jennifer Edwards. Oh, and there's Blair. Blair from Cortez, who's away on a holiday, and he's tuning in to watch us. He's probably sitting by a pool getting drinks served to him, though.
Bastard.
Under a palm tree. Damn it, Blair.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, that whole thing with the post.
Yeah.
You know what? I put it out there, and if people want to comment, cool. If people want to get a hold of me because they want to talk, even better. You know.
Yeah.
There's been a few people that have contacted me, and you know, I've done what I could to help them find whatever, right, meetings or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good thing.
I don't even know if this is a real question I'm supposed to ask, but when people go into programs, like a 12-step program or anything like that, do you go, like, I know some people do that for the rest of their life. Some people go until they don't need to.
You know what? It's all got to do with your support system, really.
Yeah.
I wasn't very good with the 12-step program, and the reason being is whether you go to NA or AA,
yeah,
you have to stop everything.
right.
They say no, if you quit drugs but you're still drinking, you're just trading one addiction for another. So the program works for some people and the program works not for some people. Myself, it worked because of the support system was there.
Right.
Just a lot of people didn't agree with me when I used to say, well, no, I don't have a problem with booze. And they're like, well, no, you're an addict. So it's all a problem.
You would they're supposed to go hand in hand. Or
that's
whatever.
That's right. So, but with myself, like I was saying, it really has a lot to do with your support system. My support system is my wife, my child, and my work.
Right.
That gives me the sense of I'm doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
And if I ever had a problem, I know I can go to my wife and talk, and she'll listen. For that matter, I can go to my 16-year-old daughter, and she'll listen.
Right.
Like my wife, it sometimes drives her nuts on how good of a relationship me and Katie have.
Right.
We're almost not like, dad and kid. We're buddies.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But that's the whole thing. Some guys, if they don't have wives or, family that understand and all the other, then the programs are an awesome thing because you have people that are there that are going through the same thing. Yeah. They understand what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Right? So, and it all depends. Like myself, I really actually didn't like NA because they're too touchy-feely.
Oh, like huggy, you mean?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't handle that.
Oh, okay,
that I couldn't handle. So I went to AA. Even though alcohol wasn't the problem, it just was a better fit for me because they're not, they will hug you or they won't hug you. NA, it was like, oh, come here, I'm going to give you a big hug. No.
And everybody, that's funny that you say that because I remember moving from Saskatchewan to Alberta when, I was probably 21 years old. Yeah. And getting into a whole different circle of people and friends. And there was one girl and she was like, every time she would leave, we would go like part ways. It's time to go home or whatever. She'd want to, she's hugging me. And I was like, what? So I'd do this awkward hugging thing. And I'm like, I remember saying to my ex-husband, why is she doing that? I don't even do that to my parents. I don't do that with people I've known since I was 3. But now we've kind of, it's switched now because, it just has. But it's not, that's a personal space thing, and I get it. Not everybody wants a hug.
That's right. And you know what? At that time when I was having my issues that I was trying to get over, the way I used to deal with things was, excuse me, and I just hammer someone or whatever.
Right.
So someone that wants to hug me, I'm like, bud.
No.
Yeah, this guy ain't huggable right now. Fuck off.
Exactly.
But then again, like you said, things do change because now, the guys I used to ride with on the Harleys, that was a normal thing. You'd see him, hey, you give him a shoulder hug, and you go. Right? So things changed that way. But when I was first recovering, I was like, I don't want a grown man coming anywhere near me.
Don't be hugging me. I get it. I know.
And some of them were pretty creepy looking. It was like, that's okay. I'm okay. I don't need a hug. Thanks.
There's an invisible wall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And I think, too, for some people who have gone through whatever it is, it could be trauma, it could be whatever, that's a very, you gotta, I always think you have to kind of make sure that's okay with that person.
That's right. Well, actually, you'll laugh at this. Perfect example. Yesterday, after I dropped off my wife at the hospital, I had Mel, my employee, I said, listen, do me a favor. I said, can you go in and check on the dogs because I don't know how long they're going to be. She's like, oh yeah, no problem. She goes, I'll check on your little assholes. And then I phoned Mel, and I said, are you still at the house? She goes, yeah, I'm still here. I said, well, so I don't forget, do you want to stick around until I get back? She's like, why? I said, because I have your Christmas bonus. I said, it ain't much, but if I don't do it now, I'm going to forget.
Right.
So I got back to the house. I gave her the bonus. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I want to give you more, but I can't. And she's like, Dave, this is awesome. Before she left, I said, not to be creepy, but I'm going to give you a hug. And I gave her a hug, and I said, thank you. Because without Mel, I'll tell you, for the last, I think it's been 5 months, 6 months that she's been working now.
Yeah.
I could not a chance done the work I've done since I got her. Like, she's awesome.
Right.
She is just awesome. She works just as hard as I do. She's got a few limitations. Like, she doesn't like heights at all.
Oh, yes.
Like, at all.
And you guys have been working in that log house.
Yeah. So
there's some height in there.
Yeah, and she didn't go anywhere near it.
Yeah.
She was watching me on the scaffold, and she was just like, whew. And she's like, Dave, I figured out how, she goes, I know how to get over the feeling I have when I see you up there. And I said, oh yeah, what's that? She goes, I just don't fucking look at you.
That'll solve the problem right there.
Well, because we were 3 scaffolds up.
Yeah.
And, above the stairs, I like to be safe, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So what we did was we put 2x6 on the wall, screwed it in, put, a plank from the scaffold to the 2x6. Or not 2x6. Yeah, 2x6 on the wall, but 2x12s across, doubled up because I'm fat. And then I'd step out on it. I'd spray what I needed to spray, and then I'd step back.
Yeah.
And when I do that, she was just kind of like, oh, she's like, I can't even look at that. And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But
that'll be interesting to see if she gets over it.
You know what? She's better. She's a lot better than what she was when she first started working.
So she will.
She probably won't get over the, 2 and 3 scaffolds up. That will probably never happen, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I remember when we first started working together, she had a hard time getting up to the 4th and 5th step on a 6-foot.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and now she's no problem. She'll get up there, she does her thing, and it's no problem. As we like to call it, as long as it's not woobly,
right?
She's good.
That's
what she said. She's like, no, Dave, that's woobly. I'm not going on.
If it starts moving, I'm with her. I don't like that either because it's like you're not secure,
Yeah.
It's just crashing.
Poor girl, I'd be up on the 3rd floor or on the 3rd scaffold, and she's like, I don't think I'll ever do that, Dave. And I said, no, that's okay. I said, it's not bad. It's not too wobbly. I'm up there on the top going like this. Hey, she's like, don't do that.
She's having a stroke.
Oh, yeah.
Clement says you trimmed your beard.
Yes, I did. Sometimes I get lazy. I still left this, though.
There you go.
But I don't know. Now I'm a poser now. Because I don't know if you've seen that post I did about the truck that I got coming.
I saw that you got a truck coming, yeah.
Okay. Well, that truck, because of that truck, I don't have a Harley anymore.
Oh, no.
Wow. And my wife, she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, listen, I said, I was on that damn thing twice this year.
Right.
And 3 times last year.
Yeah.
I said, the fat guy cries a little when he walks out in the garage and it's under a cover.
Right.
So this truck that I'm getting, this guy had it on Kijiji. He wanted like $9,000 or something. And I know my bike is worth $8,000 to $9,000.
Yeah.
And on his ad, he says possible trades. And I'm like, oh. So I just sent him a message. What are you looking to trade? He goes, what do you got? I sent him a picture of my Harley. He's like, oh, that's a nice bike. I'm like, yeah, I know, it's my baby, but the baby's just collecting dust, and I'm really not that happy about it. Yeah. And he's like, I'll call you tomorrow. He called me the next day. He's like, done. I'll take it.
Wow. Also, trade.
Just straight up trade for the truck, and it's a nice truck. And my wife's like, why? I'm like, honey, I can always buy another Harley.
Yeah.
I said, but this is a real easy way for me to get a more reliable truck. I mean, the truck I got for my brother, yeah, it's decent. Gonna have to put injectors in it soon, and that's like $3,000 or $4,000.
Yeah.
And I said, do you really want to spend that kind of money on an old truck? And she's like, yeah, yes. And she's like, but it's your bike. I'm like, I said it's a bike.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll buy another one.
Yeah. Well, and that's just it. I mean, I think a lot of people too, that's kind of a little bit where they get caught up and they want the toys.
Yeah.
And the business maybe isn't, like, they need to put more money into the business, but they want the toys. And there's got to be a compromise.
Well, and you know what? I mean, I'm still only 44 years old.
Yeah.
There's lots of time for me to spend money stupidly.
Yep. There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said to Dina, I said, hey, once we're billionaires, and she just laughed. I'm like, yeah, I know, I'll never be a fucking millionaire doing this shit.
Yeah.
I said, but you know what? I said, eventually we'll have what we need again, and I'm not worried. I said, we got a good house, good employee, gonna have a good truck. What else do I need?
Yeah.
You know? And it's just a shame because the bike just sits, and that doesn't sit in my gut that well. So
right, somebody needs to be riding it, so I guess they are.
That's
so
right.
Steve,
and Steve says, trim
Steve.
but still ugly. Not as ugly as you, fucker.
Oh.
He's a friend.
I know, but his neck. Steve, how's your neck?
Oh, I know. Hey.
Gosh, I saw that picture. I was like, bitch. What the hell happened? Like, he has enough going on. He didn't need to have a neck thing.
No kidding. Yeah. No, he's a good guy.
Oh my gosh, I've talked to him a few times as well, and yeah, it's always good conversation. But I saw that picture and I was like, what did he do?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was not.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Things all work out in the end, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, like you're saying, you've got a good house, your business is going well, family's good, you got a good employee. Like, I mean, there's, like you say, there's time to spend money stupidly. There really is.
There'll be lots of time to do that.
Yeah, at least 50 years left.
Yeah, we're good.
Or more.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's been a really good year for us. I mean, we're only 2 years into the business, so it's not like you're making profit hand over fist.
Yeah.
You never do when you first start.
Right.
But at least it's showing an improvement, right? Like, I mean, we did almost $100,000 more this year than we did last.
Wow.
So that's big. That's a good, that tells me that, hey, we're starting to get some ground here in New Brunswick. People are starting to know who I am.
Right.
Right? So, but, and like I said, having someone like Mel makes it all that much easier.
Right.
Right? So.
And you didn't just find her overnight either. It took some time.
Yeah, I probably went through 4 or 5 guys or better. The last guy I had before Mel, oh my God, what a useless. I can't even say useless dick because there is no such thing.
Yeah.
But he's just, it was brutal. As soon as I'd have my back turned or I couldn't see him, he'd light a smoke and get on his phone.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah.
And the reason I found out, I did this job for a guy in like about an hour from the house. I did his whole place from the outside. And I went back there the following Saturday, and he's a veteran. So I said to him, I said, listen, you want your attic done? I said, you rent it. You get what you need. I'll come do it. And he's like, well, how much? He said, nothing. Yeah. I said, consider it a veteran discount. Yeah. And, I mean, I even fireproofed the whole basement for him and put, I think, 1.5 pails of DC-315 into it and didn't charge him because I'm like, dude, I couldn't do what you did. You were on front line. Forget that. Yeah. But when I showed up there, he's like, listen, Dave, between me and you, he goes, you got to get rid of that kid. And I said, what kid? He goes, that Dale kid. You got to get rid of him. I said, why? He's like, Every time you turn your back, he wouldn't be doing anything. He asked my guys to do his job because he said it was too high. And I'm like, really?
Oh, man. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, get rid of him, Dave. He goes, he's not getting you anywhere.
Yeah.
So I did. I got rid of him. I got rid of him. And like I said, this Mel girl, she was going to be a potential client. That's how I found her.
Tell the story, because I think that's so interesting how you guys ended up working together.
Well, you know, and it's funny. Like my wife, she says your heart's too big for your own good.
Yeah.
So they moved. Her and her husband Jason moved from BC, and they built a little mini home, like a 600 square foot mini home, and They called me for the installation. I gave them a price, and she's like, ooh, that's not in our budget. I said, well, you know, whatever. So every time I'd be near their place when they were building, I'd stop in just to see how they were doing. Because, I mean, they're new in the area. And I mean, I was new in the area, too, you know. So, and then it was funny. I went in there. It was starting to get cold, and it was snowing a bit. And we were talking. She's like, yeah, I keep hearing about these New Brunswick weather, or this, you know, the snow and stuff. She goes, I think I'm screwed because all I got is a snow shovel.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I said, well, yeah, you'll be all right. That's what I said to her. And I went home. And I said to my wife, I said, listen, we got that snowblower in the garage that we do not use because we have the tractor. I said, I'm loading that snowblower on the truck, and I'm going to take it to this couple that, you know, I met. And she's like, why? I said, because we don't use it. And they got a shovel.
Yeah.
I said,
and you guys get snow, like it's no joke.
When we get snow, we get 35 centimeters.
Yeah.
That's a normal snowfall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these guys that complain, oh, we just got 10 centimeters. Oh, yeah, I just farted and there's 10 centimeters, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
They're going to take all the milk and bread off the shelves because they got a skift of snow, I know. Yeah.
So I went back that night. And I pulled in the driveway, and she goes, what's up? And I said, well, I bring you something. I dropped the tailgate, and she's like, are you serious? I'm like, hey, I'm lending it to you.
Yeah.
I said, use it, you break it, you fix it, but at least you won't get buried. And she's like, oh, okay. And her husband the whole time, hey, he wants something. I'm like, I don't want nothing. Just take it,
yeah.
Use it. But if you break it, you fix it. And whatever. They went through the winter, and they're like, you saved our asses this weather. Because they phoned me to come get it. We're like, oh, we're done with it. You know, thank you very much, blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, I'll call you back. I said, I'm driving. So I got home, and I said to the wife, I said, I'm just going to give them that snowblower. I said, we don't need it.
Yeah.
And Tina's just like, whatever, do whatever you want. So I phoned Jason back. I said, you know what, man, just keep it. He's like, what? Just keep it. I said, I don't need it. I said, I got a tractor. I said, I just bought a new John Deere, so keep it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay. You know, kind of thinking, well, this guy's something wrong with him.
Yeah.
But I do driveway sealing as well, and I happened to be by her place doing a price on a driveway. So I just stopped in. And I said, hey, how you doing, guys? And they're like, oh, real good. And I said, she's like, well, I'm not working. I'm laid off. I said, well, I might have some work for you. She's like, really? I said, yeah, sure. And she came and worked with me 2 days. And I went back to the house, and I said to the wife, I'm like, I want her as an employee. She is unreal. And that's it. We paid her cash for the first 2 months, and now she's on payroll. So.
Because she was the same as your daughter, because your daughter always helped you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only difference between my daughter and Mel is age and strength. That's it.
Yeah.
They're the same.
Yeah.
And I have just as much fun working with her as I do with my daughter.
Right.
So that makes it even easier. And my wife likes her.
There you go. Win-win.
That's even better.
I think it really speaks loudly about giving. When you give back, when you give, you do get back.
Eventually it comes back to you.
And you know what? It's not the intention of, oh, okay, I'm doing this because I'm going to get something back. It's just because you do. And it's funny when you said that about, you know, like he's going, what's wrong with this? Like he wants something. Yeah. People automatically now
think that way,
are
for
like
sure.
that, right? Like, it's the same as when I go to the store and say, how are you today? And they look at me like, excuse me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, I kind of make a point of saying to somebody, like, if I'm going and getting coffee or whatever, I'm like, how's your day? And they just look at me like, what? Like, I think I posted about these two women who were like, I was getting coffee, and I was like, kind of stepped back to do something, and this lady, like, pushed her way kind of past me, and this other woman was doing the same thing, and I stood there, and I thought, okay, I have two choices here. I really want to do one, but I'm not going to pick that one.
Yeah.
And I just smiled at them both, and I said, you ladies have a good day. And they both stopped. They looked at each other like, and they said, you too. Like, and I just, like, it was like, I didn't say it, like, nasty. It was like, because I think, you know what? Like, you guys don't even know what you're doing. Everybody's on autopilot. And you know what?
No, for
sometimes
sure.
you just need to hear, have a good day.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on in their world. Like, something could be terrible. So, you know what?
Yeah.
Have a good day. It makes a difference.
Well,
being kind to people makes a difference.
Absolutely. You know what? Back in the day, I was an asshole. I did some bad shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot of making up to do.
There you go. Yeah.
Right? But, I mean, it's funny because Mel, she's like Dave. She goes, as rugged and as rough edges you are and everything. She goes, you're just a suck.
Yeah.
She goes, I know it. She goes, your wife and your kid knows it.
Yeah.
She goes, everybody else looks at it and goes, ooh, he's a mean-looking fucker.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, it's, perfect example. You'll love this. So I went into Service New Brunswick to, can't remember what I was doing. I think I might have been getting stickers for the truck or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it done, and this older lady, she had to be at least, I bet she was easily 75.
Yeah.
Struggling with the door first. I knew it was icy out.
Yeah.
So I opened the door, and as I go out, I said, excuse me, ma'am. She's like, yes. I said, would you like an arm? She kind of looked at me like, what? I'm like, and I just put my arm out. I said,
yeah.
You know, she's like, oh, but the thing is, I had sunglasses on. I was all scruffy.
Right.
I looked like a mean guy, and
yeah.
I helped her into her car. Her husband was waiting for her.
Yeah.
And I helped her into the car, and she's like, what do I owe you? And I'm like, I said, sweetheart, I said, you owe me nothing.
Yeah.
Really? I said,
yeah.
I took your arm from there to here, which is 20 feet.
Yeah.
I said, but you're in your car and you're safe. She's like, oh, I wish there was more sweetie guys like you. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's,
yeah.
But some people, it's first impressions. They're like, ooh.
Yeah, for sure. I had a very good friend. He's passed away. His name was Wayne George.
Okay. There you go.
But same, he was background, I think maybe Lebanese. I can't remember, but he was a big guy.
Lebanese?
Lebanese, yeah.
That's my dad's background.
You know what, you guys, I've often thought, you guys, you know what, maybe you're related because my father's
Lebanese.
Your personality and his are very, very similar. And I remember being like young, and we would be going out or whatever, and he goes, it would be crowded, and he's like, it's okay, I got it. He'd walk in, he'd put on this mean face. It was just like the parting of the water, right? People were like, and he's like, he had the best laugh, and he was like the biggest teddy bear ever. But when he decided he wanted to look nasty, people were terrified. And he was like, as if you're scared of him. You know, same. Yeah. I bet you guys, maybe you're related.
Yeah, who knows?
That would be interesting.
I've went to job sites where someone will get mouthy with someone that I don't even know. Mm-hmm. I had one where an electrician was just talking to his apprentice like the guy was a piece of dirt.
Yeah.
And I was upstairs, and I was doing some shit up there. I was prepping to do box joist.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, that's not happening anymore. And I put my stuff down. I went downstairs, and I was standing there, and I listening. And the guy's going off on him, just like insulting him in every way and the works. And I'm like, I'm sitting on the stairs, and I sat there, and I cracked my neck, and they hear that, because when I crack my neck, you'll hear it from over there.
Yeah.
And he turned around, I'm like, I got a question for you, bud. He's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, have you always been an asshole? He's like, excuse me? And he couldn't quite see me because I was standing on the stairs and there's studs in front of it. And he's like, what's your problem, bud? And then I walked down the stairs and he's like,
ooh.
And I'm like,
ooh, I take that back.
Because, you know, people call me an asshole too.
Yeah.
I said, but I don't talk to my apprentices or acquaintance like you do.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and I'm going to tell you this. I said, I'm going to be here for the next 2 hours. I said, if I hear you talk to him like that again, I said, I'm going to come down and I'm going to punch you in the face. And the guy looked at me and I said, and if you don't think I'm serious, then why don't I punch you in the face now? It'll give you something to think about. And the guy's like, he's just standing there going,
oh. Yeah.
And I'm like, I looked over at the kid that was with him. I said, you don't need to put up with stuff like that. I said, punch him in the face. And the kid looked at me. I said, because I guarantee you, he's a pussy.
Yeah.
And the guy looked at me. I said, because guys that have big mouths and talk down to people below them are wimps and couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag.
Right.
And the kid looked at me and I said, and if you know what, if you want to make sure he's down for the count, then don't worry about punching him in the face. Throat punch him. He won't get up. And I walked up the stairs and this kid's just killing himself.
Yeah.
I was there for 2.5 hours. I never heard him say
another word. Yeah.
Not one wrong word to him again.
People think that that's how they're going to get action or they're going to get something out of people. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? I don't know. It doesn't.
But it was funny because when I got done and I'm outside, you know, I'm putting the truck and stuff away, and that kid come up to me. He's like, thanks so much, man. I said, no, there's no need for someone to talk to you like that, whether it's your boss or not. I said, that's horseshit. Yeah. He's like, I've been trying to tell people at the, you know, like the office that like this guy's really treating me like dirt.
Right.
So what I ended up doing is I went to the builder.
Mm-hmm.
I said, listen, I said, you got to do something. I said, there's no reason for this kid to come to work and be talked to like a piece of shit every day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and the builder I dealt with, he's an awesome guy, and he doesn't put up with that crap either.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I didn't know that was going on. And I said, well, now you do. And it was funny because I went back there about 3 weeks later, and that same guy, he was there, and boy, oh boy, was he ever a polite as hell to his buddy. Oh, it was funny. Like I'm upstairs, and all I hear is, hey, could you please grab this for me? I know this, and I'm like, either he's being polite because he knows the fat guy's up here, or someone said something to him.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, you know what? Sometimes that's all it takes is somebody has to like stand their ground and go like,
exactly.
Dude, that's not okay. And I'm gonna punch you in the face. That might drive it home a little more.
A little bit, a little bit. So I think my daughter wanted to come and say hi too.
Oh,
so
yes. Is she going to sing us a song?
Oh, I don't know if she will.
She can come on if she sings. No, I'm kidding. She's so good. Like, I remember when you first posted her, and I mean, she was awesome then.
Oh,
she's just gotten better. Like,
she's really come into her own in the last probably 6 or 8 months.
And self-taught, right?
Oh, wow, no, she was at first. She was at first, but now she's learning, you know, she's being taught how to play the guitar, but the singing thing, that's hers.
That's just her,
yeah, she's got no voice lessons or all that other crap, but well, here she is.
And she's got a unique sound to her voice too that is like, it's beautiful. Yes. Okay, and there she is.
Here, go on this side, Nita. Yeah, sorry.
You can. I wonder if you unplug your headphones, if it'll be okay.
Oh, we'll try it. There, we'll just
give it a whirl. I know it worked with Blair.
Can you hear me now or what?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
They'll let us know. Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I heard you wanted to come on, so I said to your dad, you can come on if you sing for us.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
You don't have to, Katie.
No, you don't have to. I was totally kidding. I was totally kidding. So tell us what it's like to work with your dad.
Well, it kind of depends on the day. He threw a water bottle at me one time when it was open, and I got soaked because.
Well, you were saying it was hot out, so I'm like.
Yeah, I was like, wow, it's hot out. He threw a water bottle at me. It's good because it's not like super challenging stuff. Like it's kind of, I'm not actually spraying. I'm just like covering windows and then cleaning stuff up, so it's not too complicated.
Yeah. What grade are you in, Katie?
11.
Grade 11. Okay, so
next year.
crazy. So what do you know kind of where you want to go or what you want to do, or still thinking?
I'm pretty set.
Sorry, she's just spinning like a top.
I'm pretty set. I want to go to St. FX and go for a music degree and go into.
Cool.
So I can go be a music teacher.
Oh, very cool. I think that's awesome when you guys at that age know what you want to do.
Yeah, our schools are kind of like, it's a lot different now. It's kind of like if you, by grade 11, you don't really know, then the guidance counselor is like, what are you doing? Like it's really pressured now.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have that. And I mean, I think, I've always said it's kind of unreasonable for people to think that they should know what they want to do for their life at your age. But I mean,
15,
sometimes
16, it makes sense.
Yeah, sometimes some people just know though.
Yeah. Like
so that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Like in grade 9, I had to take a class. It's called PDCP, and it was like Personal Development and Career Portfolio. And we had to like do all the tests, and by the end of the course, if you didn't like kind of have an idea of what you wanted to do, it was like it was freshman. So that was
okay. Yeah. Do they do any courses now? I know Robin Pence in Spray Foam Worldwide in our group. She does I don't know if she's still doing it, but Sunday nights she would spend like kind of the evening doing like life skills, so like learning how to pay bills. And we used to have like home ec and shop and all that stuff. Do you guys have that in school still or no?
It kind of depends. We have it, but it's very like you don't get like a life credit for it because the way it is, you have to have a math credit, a science credit, a history, and then 4 to 5 life courses to graduate, and those are like the extracurriculars, I guess you would like call them. And we have one that's like time management and stuff like that, and culinary, and like we have shop, but you don't get life courses for that. So if you were taking that, it's just a filler course, you wouldn't get the proper credits you need to graduate if you just took those.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can take them, but if you just take those, you're going to be in high school for more than 4 years.
Interesting. They should give credits.
Josh says people don't grow up wanting to be spray foam and sell insurance.
No, Josh, they do not. For sure, I will think about the insurance. No.
You get like credits, but it wouldn't be credits towards life roles. It would be just like filler credits.
Got
it. So you have it, and it would still come through on your transcripts for university, but it wouldn't be like, oh, I took G3 and I took a shop class and then this and this. Can I graduate? No. You have to take this and this and this.
Right.
Which is kind of strange because, like, culinary, that's a life skill.
Yeah. Right.
But if you take it, it doesn't count toward a life credit.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Congratulations on your license.
Thank you. It came in the mail today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you got it. Now you go.
It's official.
Exciting.
Well, now that Mom's not here right now, she's driving Mom's car.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm definitely a lot more careful.
My youngest daughter is 22, and she just got her license. like just about 2 weeks ago as well. So yeah, it's just something she just didn't bother, and it wasn't a big deal, and like she had friends that drove, so she didn't do it. So I said, isn't it nice to know that you have that now? Like, I mean, growing up on a farm, that's the first thing you want to do is get your license, right? And so I was like, are you going to get your license? What are you doing? Like, but she finally did it.
With us, I mean, from the age, as long as I can remember, I've been driving 5 tons around the yard.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, it was normal, right?
Yeah.
I know there was a story with my brother Jer. My brother Jer wasn't even old enough to be driving the truck.
Yeah.
And my dad told my brother Jer, I'll just get in the truck and follow me. We got to take it here or there.
Yeah.
So he did.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I guess my mom pulled up and went,
what's going on here?
What's going on?
Yeah.
And I guess Jerry and Dad's like, oh, I didn't even think about it. I'm just so used to them jumping in the truck.
When we one of our neighbors on the farm, he's a year older than I am, but I mean he was driving grain trucks and fuel trucks and all that when he was 10 years old. So when it came time to get your license, it was a bit of a joke. It was like, just hand it to him. He doesn't need to take any class. He's been driving for 5 years, 6 years already. Yeah. Nobody thought anything of it.
When I got my license, we had this old crutchety guy. He failed everyone once, no matter what. Didn't matter.
Really?
Everyone got failed once. My brother got failed by the guy. My friends, the guy was just a miserable old dude, and he'd fail everybody once.
Yeah.
So I went twice, got it, and then because I was working for my dad, I needed my air brake ticket and everything, and so I went. I'm like, I gotta do my air brakes, and and I had to get a D and all that crap, and I laughed because when we pulled up with the truck to do the air brake thing and the drive and everything and go through everything, and I get in the truck, and I'm like 16, 17. And I said to the guy, I said, do I need to use a clutch? And the guy's like, oh, you're one of these guys, eh? I'm like, what? I said, do I need to use a clutch? And he's like, I'll make you a deal. You miss a gear, you drop a gear, you grind a gear, and you fail. I'm like, okay. And meanwhile, we pull up, and I pull up in this, I think it was at the time, an 87 top kick with a 26-foot box.
Yeah.
13 speed, and the guy's like, could you bring a bigger truck? And I looked at him, I said, well, this is what I drive. He's like, really? I said, yeah. This is what I know. He's like, whatever. So we go for the drive and everything. He come back, and he's just shaking his head, eh?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? He's like, I don't think I've ever seen a 17 he goes, you're not even 17, you're 16. He goes, where the hell did you learn to drive like that? I said, buddy, I've been driving these things since I was like 10. And he's like, he goes, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
I get past, but it was just like, the guy was like, yeah.
Can you imagine doing that now? Like you're in jail.
Yeah. No kidding, yeah.
There's so many things. There was something to do with teachers I saw online. It was, I forget what it was, but like everybody was all fired up about this teacher's like behavior. And I'm watching it going, I think every teacher we had would have been in jail. Like, not they weren't beating us up or anything, but like they were not like always very nice.
Oh, I had a principal when I was in grade school that this Mr. Van Osh, great guy. Anytime you did something really bad and really dumb, he'd walk up to you and do this. He'd be like, in there, Mr. George? And I'm like, I think it's my brain. He's like, sounds hollow. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, if my principal did that now, he'd be fired.
Well, that's what I mean.
Oh, I know. We had like one that through the chalk holder. You know how they used to write on the chalk where they'd have a holder? That was a good one for getting nailed in the head. We had teachers that had yardsticks that like they'd walk by and slam it on the desk.
I got a few
amongst other things.
Yeah, I got a few of those chalk brushes you rub out with.
Yeah.
Those, and they were damn accurate with that shit.
Yeah, they were.
You'd be sitting
No,
there.
they didn't miss.
Oh, yeah, no, there was no missing. Yeah, no.
With the wooden handle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A teacher now who, like, he would never do anything, obviously, but he's just, like, this one kid was causing, like, some kind of wreck in his class, and he was getting up and he's yelling everywhere, and my teacher gets up and he goes, "If you don't sit down, I'm going to drop kick you." Like, literally. Drop.
Did he get fired?
No, I don't think I ever found out about it.
Was that Mr. Davison? Oh. Well, yeah. I know she's got one teacher, Mr. Davison, and he's awesome.
Yeah.
Like he's more of a friend to the kids than he is a teacher.
Yeah, and you know what? I've got people that I knew growing up and that are good friends and they're teachers, and I commend anybody who's a teacher because that's not an easy job.
No,
that's just not an easy job, especially especially now.
Oh yeah, but the same token, the way I see it is, you knew that before you started that job.
That's true. That is very true. That is very true. So are you going to work with your dad this summer when you're off from school?
I'm not sure yet because there's this job that's kind of half offered to me, half not, and it was like planting trees or something. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet.
It's one of my clients. She plants trees for Irving up here.
Oh, okay, got it.
And
yeah.
Got a hell of a business doing it. Like last year, I think she had a crew of 17 people.
Nice.
Right.
So I was going to look at that. I'm pretty sure that's like Monday to Friday, and you wake up like super early.
Yeah.
Well, super early, like not that early, but
yeah.
You wake up super early, and then you go and plant trees, and you get home at like 5-ish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
in a summer, you can make $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Yeah,
that's nice.
But there's bugs, so I don't think it's gonna work.
I have to get a bug suit. Like one of those, those things when like you seen those commercials for Cheerios where they have like that whole suit with that they handle the bees with and with like
yes.
Yeah, I want one of those.
You could have a hazmat suit on while you're planting.
Yeah.
You're not a bug fan?
No.
My youngest daughter is not a bug fan either.
Oh yeah, no, when she was a kid, it was like, there's a fly.
I know.
Oh,
Sarah was the same.
And now,
there's an ant. It's like, my, like what?
But you know what the funny part is? Yeah, she'd be like, oh, there's a fly. Oh my God. But then they'd go to the stupid, what do you call it, reptile things, and she's like, oh, I want to hold the snake.
The snake.
You won't touch a fly that's this big.
You'll have
but
to
a snake. Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay, but here's the thing. Spiders, snakes. Spiders have 8 legs. Snakes don't have any legs at all. There's a total difference there.
I don't like either. I mean, little spiders I don't care, but when they are, I don't like them if they can jump and fly and whatever.
What are these? You know what? I should see if I can find the video because I don't think I ever posted it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to pull over in my 5-ton.
Oh yeah.
Because of a spider.
You did.
No word of a lie. A spider. That was probably.
It was not.
It was like.
It was not. It was so much bigger than that. It was like this big.
It was not. It was. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the video. It was just a little itty-bitty spider.
Yeah, and it was scary.
And she's like, "It's a devil spawn." I'm like.
You will have to talk to Jennifer Edwards because she likes all those I don't know about spiders, but snakes, and she has two pet squirrels, like legitimate pets. Oh, there's the TikTok star.
Yeah, the TikTok star, exactly.
I was telling your dad you'll have to get him on TikTok doing spray foam videos because I think it would be funny. Him and Mel.
I don't know. TikTok is pretty it's pretty. I don't know how to say this, but it's pretty intense. Considering there's a lot on there. It's.
I haven't been on it, but I've seen it, and everybody's like, you should be, if you're a social media marketing, like, they're all like, you better get on TikTok, and I'm like, oh my word, like another platform to learn, and I've watched the videos, and I mean, I know that there's a lot of work that goes into them.
Yeah, there's some that, like, my friend has, like, quite a few followers on TikTok, and there's, like, she's put 3 hours into a 30-second video before.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I've seen them. It's nuts. Steve Gould, Merry Christmas to the Coffee Club. Gotta go. Love you all. Merry Christmas, Steve. Yeah, I guess we've been on here for an hour and a half.
Oh, really?
Yes. I know, it always goes by so fast. It's time for you guys got to get supper ready.
Here's our other dog here. I don't know if she'll get up. Come here.
Oh, yeah, you have two?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Here's
We'll just bring the camera down to her.
There we go.
This is our pretty girl.
Oh.
Yes.
Is she a lab?
Are they? Yeah, I guess. She's a sweetie, though.
You're not even being fair.
She looks like it, yeah.
She's the actually nice, not hyper. I'm not gonna jump all over you like an arsehole dog.
Right.
Like Tucker.
We've got all kinds.
Here.
Yeah, there you go. We've got one in our building, and I think he's a lab, but his name is Mango, and Mango is, he's got a lot of energy. And every time I see them, and the guy is like, he's being dragged out the door by this dog. It's hilarious, and he's always like, slow down, and the dog's like, just like, go. Sweetest dog though, like sweet dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, with our dog, with Bailey, she's fine. She listens to anybody who says anything to her. Tucker, he doesn't listen to me at all.
He listens to everyone else.
Except me.
Except us.
Really?
It's funny. We go outside, and I'm like, Tucker, let's go inside. And he's like, fuck you.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
The other day, Mel was with me, and I'm like, hang on, I gotta get the dog. And she's like, and it was like, I'm like, are you kidding me?
How does that work?
I'm like, I gotta scream at this dog, tell him blow my face, and you just whistled for him? I'm like, really?
And it's like, you have like a little bit of dominance over him, like you can be like, no, and he'll kind of stop, but if I go, no, he will literally attack me.
Yeah. They have, like, dogs just, like,
here's
their personalities. They're so cute. Hi! It's like, what the heck? I know, it's like when we get Milo, that, like, I always call him my boss when he comes over, and I mean, it just kind of changes the energy in our house, because it's like, he's not really a big fan of everybody, though. Like, he decides who he likes and who he doesn't like, and he'll let you know. Like, you don't get to just love me. I'll tell you when. But it's like, I love having him because he cracks me up all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's Tucker. I mean, I made the mistake to take Tucker into my room when he was just a little peanut.
Yeah.
Because, well, when he was a pup, I mean, it would be a couple hours, and then he'd be up, and he'd be whining, he'd be crying, and I'd pick him up and put him on my bed because he'd be like, fuck you, I don't want to go, I don't want to do anything. It's like 3 in the morning.
Right.
And I made that mistake. So now, I don't sleep with my wife in my bed.
With your dog.
I sleep like with this asshole.
Yeah.
Every night. And the thing is, my wife can take him into her room, and he sleeps on the mat, on the floor.
He knows he can get away with that stuff.
All night.
Yeah.
And he'll let the wife, like on a weekend, like when I go see my mom up in Glaze Bay, and I'm not here, that arsehole will let my wife sleep till 9 and not bother him. But me, no, Dad, you have to be up at 6.
Yeah. That's your routine. Yeah.
Like, lick me in the face to wake me up, too. Like, come here, let's go. Like, you're killing me.
When Rex he's been away working on a project in the States, and so he'd been gone for about 3 weeks, and I took a picture, and Milo's like now taken over his, like, he's like laying on his, up close to his, on his side of the bed on the pillows. And he's like, what the hell? He goes, he's taken over. What's going on? Who does he think he is? I'm like, just letting you know who's over here.
Oh, yeah, because in my room, when we go, oh, no, he won't sleep at the end of the bed. He won't sleep. No, he sleeps right up my ass. Like, he's like, and I'm like, can I have some covers?
I remember one time it was your anniversary with Mom, and they went to Fredericton, and they just, like, stayed in a hotel for the night or whatever. And I took him downstairs to my room because I felt bad. I didn't want to leave him in a cage all night.
Yeah.
So I took him downstairs to my room, and I was just, like, brushing my teeth and washing my face and whatever. And he's in the middle of my bed. And just in the middle, you have to move. I had to physically pick him up. He's 65 pounds.
Yeah, 65 pounds.
He's 65 pounds. I don't go to the gym. I'm weak. I was trying to pick him up, hold him to the end. He's so stubborn. It's awful.
They're hilarious because it's like they just dominate wherever they are. It's their space, and you can fit in over here. It's like sleeping with a little kid. When kids are toddlers,
Totally.
they're in control. They're the boss. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go.
All right. I think they need to go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's comments on here, so we'll have to go back over and go through them whenever we can do that. But thank you guys. I'm glad you came on as well. That was nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Like the dogs need to go outside.
Next time you guys come on, maybe you will have to sing for real for us because you are so good. You can plan. You can plan for it.
I'll make a plan.
There you go.
Maybe next time you'll just be coffee with Carla and Katie George.
There we go. Maybe.
And then I'll just go and smoke in the garage.
There you go. You can peek in every now and again. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to everybody who's saying Merry Christmas on there. And
Absolutely.
We'll be back next week, and our man behind the scenes will shut us down.
All right.
We'll do a little. Yeah.
Here.
There. It's okay. We're good. All right, you guys have a good Saturday.
All right. See ya.
Okay. Bye-bye.